Bunker Game focuses on a live-action role-playing game which, after several mysterious accidents, gets interrupted. The players leave the bunker while the staff remains behind to investigate the disappearance of Greg, the mastermind behind the game. This is directed by Roberto Zazzara, and it hit Shudder earlier in the month, and it features a great concept, that being if this role-playing game goes terribly wrong, with a lot of thrill stemming from the surrounding environment being used in the worst ways possible. In this scenario, the game in question is a post-World War II setting, where events play out much differently and a nuclear war starts, leaving everyone in these underground tunnels. And with the environment being as big as it is, it's prime material for a lot of great thrills, or just some really creepy scenarios. And there'd be the occasional inspired moment on display. I thought the production design was especially impressive, and the cinematography would give way to a few eerie looking shots here and there. However, those moments would be the exception and not the rule. It was ultimately difficult to get into the bunker game for just how dull it felt. Despite such a creative premise and some care put into its overall design, rarely did it ever feel like it would take advantage of any of it. The directing style here mostly felt flat and dull, outside of the occasional stylish wide shot. And while I understand this takes place in these underground tunnels and the setting is going to be dark, problem is the color palette was so dark that it sometimes became impossible to distinguish much of what was going on. And it would repeatedly take me out of the moment, and it was difficult to rope me back in for just how bland the characterization was. You feel like you learn absolutely nothing about any of these characters, and it felt like there was no chemistry among any of the cast. Truthfully, I couldn't tell much about any of them other than that they remain in their costumes for much of the film, and the parts they play in this game have something to do with why they're being targeted. But that's about it. Anytime an interesting idea is brought up regarding, say, our roles in a collective society, the film would move on from it, barely scratching the surface of anything even remotely intriguing. It's a film that lacked any sort of suspense, especially due to its failure to immerse you in this world. It would rely on atmosphere at times, but if you couldn't really distinguish much, then it's nothing I'd call scary or creepy, and if the characters had essentially no personality, it was difficult to stay invested. So in the end, it makes the bunker game feel more like an exercise in patience than anything. While it has an intriguing setup that should have been a walk in the park for an effective horror movie, instead it somehow manages to go for the blandest, dullest approach possible, with a lack of scares, interesting characters, or a chilling atmosphere, outside of the occasional eerie moment. It's honestly one of the most disappointing Shudder movies I've seen in a bit, and I'd say it's an easy skip. The Bunker Game gets a 3 out of 10. So let me know, did you see the Bunker Game, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you find anything fun about this? Did you find it scary? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.